Hey bro, give me 10 minutes to help rewire your mind. Because if you feel like you're broken, like your mind is literally not in your team, like it's always trying to fuck you over, you're not broken, it's not your fault. It's simply because no one's told you how your brain actually works. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. So around 4 years ago, back in 2020 or 2021, I was down bad. I was extremely down bad. I remember one time I was scrolling on my phone 3 a.m. I remember coming across a bunch of content. I think it was like some self-improvement content. I just remember watching the video, feeling bad about myself and not realizing, but saying in my mind, I don't think I'm ever going to be happy. I don't think I'm ever going to be what this person looks like. It was like a muscly guy flexing in the mirror, smiling. He had girls around him, looked happy, driving a Lamborghini or some shit like that. And I just thought, I don't think that's ever going to be my life. And looking back, I think that is the moment that really summarizes what we all do, which is we compare ourselves to the highlight reels of people online and suddenly feel like we're not able to match up, that we don't have any hope, that we don't have a future. And this is something that keeps us stuck in this loop in our mind of replaying old events, replaying old pain and getting stuck there. Well, 4 years later, I can tell that I was wrong. Right now, I'm in a healthy, happy relationship. I am probably the most fulfilled I've ever been in my life. I've got my own space. I've got my own apartment with my fiance, and I feel fulfilled. I've helped hundreds, if not thousands of people turn their life around and made a positive impact on the world, more than I could ever have imagined at the time. And you're going to hate hearing this, but it's all because I believed I could do it. I know that sounds very, woo-woo and out there, and especially if you're like a very logical thinker like I am, you're probably going to hear this and be like, well, that's bullshit. It was probably because you did something. It's probably because you did X or Y, and of course that plays a part. Of course my actions had to change. I had to stop doing the things that were holding me back. I had to stop getting high all the time. I had to stop just smoking all my days away and playing video games all day. I had to stop doing that, of course. But a massive part of being able to make this change and being able to cement this change is that I had to change my mentality. I had to change my mind. I had to stop believing negative things about myself. So let me break down why your mind may not be on your side all the time. Believe it or not, but our mind is actually hardwired for survival. So our main goal of our brain is to keep us alive, not to make us happy, not to make sure that we have enough dopamine, not to make sure that, we're having a good time. Just literally just keep this guy alive. And a lot of time, what our brain interprets as being alive is being safe. And safety is just whatever you're used to. Safety is not the specific sort of environment. It's whatever you're used to. Even if what you're used to is not safe. That is how our brain works. If you're someone who is used to being in an environment where you're constantly having to, fight and argue with people and stand your ground and always stick up for yourself, your brain is going to find comfort in those situations, even though those situations clearly aren't, safe or comfortable for most people. So this means for a lot of us, our brain will default to things like fear, laziness, doubt, because all of these things keep us in this safe little box, in this safe little bubble of comfort, because we don't actually have to go out into the world and have new experiences. We don't actually have to go out into the world and have to disprove our beliefs. And this is where this idea of beliefs really does set in, because your beliefs are just things that you've repeated to yourself. Your beliefs are just things that you've managed to get used to hearing. And something I want you to understand is that your brain does not have a sense of humor. Your brain does not understand jokes. If you're someone who likes to do that thing that I used to do, which is constantly make little weird negative jokes in your brain, like you walk down the road, you see someone looking at you, and your first thing is, I'm so cooked, I'm so ugly today, yada, yada, yada. Oh, I bet they're looking at me because I look like shit. Even if you think it's a joke or like you're just being playful with yourself, your brain doesn't know that. Your brain does not have a sense of humor. Your brain is thinking, okay, you are this thing. You are unattractive. People do not like you. Okay, noted. I will make you feel like this now. It does not understand irony. What you tell it, it believes. So you can't be surprised that you're constantly giving up at the first hurdle when you constantly tell yourself, that's too hard for me. I can't do that. that'll take too long. I'm not the kind of person that does hard things. You can't be surprised why you keep giving up early and you keep struggling to stay consistent with things, because your brain doesn't believe that you can do it. And that is where it starts. Because when you don't have motivation to do things, when you don't have this drive to do things, your brain is going to default to what you believe about yourself. And the only reason that people are able to do things when they don't have motivation is because it's part of their identity. It's like, I do this thing, so that's why I do it. Even if I don't feel like doing it, it's part of my identity, it's part of who I am, so I'm going to do it. Because the harsh reality is that most of your habits are linked to your identity. So if you're someone who has almost nothing but bad habits, you're always smoking, you're always gossiping about people, you are always lying down on the sofa or scrolling on social media, that's all you do. That is who you are. And that's who your brain sees you as. Your brain sees you as the person that does these things. So you can't be someone who is constantly just doing all these bad habits but think, I should be confident though. I smoke weed and jack off all day and scroll on my phone, but, I should be able to, make friends. Why not? No. If you don't respect these actions that you're doing on a daily basis, your brain is not going to be able to compute why you should feel good about yourself if you don't do things that make you feel good about yourself. You can't trick your mind. Your mind is perceiving everything you're doing. You can't fool it. It sees you. But the rewiring of your brain and the rewiring of your identity starts with you being able to pay attention to it and being able to be aware of when you're doing this, when you're slipping back into behaviors that you don't respect. You need to build your awareness, and that means you have to be more aware of the current moment. So that means you having to push yourself to be more aware of your negative self-talk, because awareness is power. Awareness is where you have all of the power in your life. If you're not aware of something, you're powerless to it. And that means you're going to have to question yourself a lot more. You're going to have to question these thoughts you have all the time. When your first instinct, let's say, for example, you're going to try a new sport and someone invites you, hey, let's go play pickleball, for example. And your first thought is, oh, fuck, I'm not athletic though. I'm not good at sports. I don't have good at hand-eye coordination. What do you expect to happen when you go and play? You're probably going to be shit. You've already believed that you are going to be bad at it. You've already sowed the seeds of disbelief in your ability to do things. But the thing is, the opposite is true as well. I'm someone now, this wasn't me always, so before anyone says I'm being cocky, I'm someone now that people presume that I'm going to be good at things. People presume that I can do things. And it's simply because I have this inner mindset now, where I presume that I'm good at things. I presume that I can do things, even when I've never done them before. The only reason that I'm able to do videos like this and do this kind of shit is because I presume that I can do it. A lot of time, I'll be honest with you, I have an idea of something, and within the next 2 minutes, I've set the camera up and I just start talking. I have no long plan of I'm going to say this and then that. I just start going because I believe that I can make some sort of coherent argument here. I believe that I can be coherent here. I believe that I can speak and communicate effectively. I believe I can. So that's why I can do it. Not because I'm some sort of genius who's, learn every way of saying things. It's simply because I believe I can do it. It means that when I do face, issues, when I do face hurdles, I approach them with that aspect of curiosity. Like, okay, how can I overcome this? How can I actually achieve my goal here? Rather than just when something bad happens, my first thought is, oh, fuck, yeah, see, I knew I couldn't do it. That is the only difference. That's the difference between people that succeed and people that don't. When they are met by challenges, which are inevitable, by the way, everyone is going to come up with some sort of challenges. It just happens. It's part of life. It's your first instinct to be like, okay, how do I get over this? Let me figure out how to approach this. Or is it, oh, man, see, I knew it was going to be hard. Oh, see, yeah, I knew I couldn't do it. That is the only difference. Because that first person, they're going to keep going. They're going to keep trying to find ways to get what they want. The second person is going to take this challenge as meaning this is where you stop. This is your end. This is your finish line. And they're going to give up. And they're going to start the cycle again of trying something new again in a month and then finding hardship in it and giving up and starting over again. Because I used to be that person. I was constantly picking up new habits, constantly picking up new interests and giving up as soon as anything happened that I didn't plan for. And it's all up here. It's because you believe that you're not someone who's able to do hard things. That's the elephant in the room. If I can summarize this whole video, it's simply because you don't believe you can do things. That is why you struggle to do things. And you lack evidence that you can do things because you don't try to do things. I know that sounds so simplistic, but a lot of time that is actually it. The difference between me, who I am today, and who I was 4 or 5 years ago is that I have tried and failed way more times than that guy has ever even thought of trying. That is it. You don't take no for an answer when it comes to the things you care about. But if you're too cool and you think, oh yeah, if I'm just laid back towards my goals and the things I want, I'll probably get it. No, you won't. You won't. I'm telling you that right now. Even when it comes to things like this, wanting to rewire your brain, if you're going to be so cool about it, like, I kind of care about rewiring my brain and thinking about new ways to think, but, whatever happens, and you're fucked already. The only reason I've been able to make progress is because I fucking put so much time and energy into this. Because I was like, okay, if I now know that the main reason that people that I look up to, people that I at some point used to idolize when I was younger, have the things that they have and are the people that they have, that they are, simply because they believe they could do it. Let me try and figure out how to fucking do this. And it's a lot easier than you think it is. I know that was a rant, but it is what it is. I'm a ranter. As I said, I don't plan these videos. I'm just yapping. And my throat's fucking dry. Give me a sec. And yeah, a lot of this, it's going to feel like a lie. It's going to feel like you're being delusional. And maybe you are. What's wrong with that? It gets to a point where you have to be like, okay, I have to believe I can do things, even if I have no proof that I can do them. That's the only way that you can get there. You have to believe you can do it. I'm telling you right now, there's a point where LeBron James was not LeBron James. He was just a guy that could kind of play basketball a bit. He was athletic, sure. He was tall, probably fast, but he's like, I kind of like this game. Let me try and figure it out. And look where he is now. He's LeBron James. Not because he was destined to be the GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Dedication, passion, discipline. These are the things that make great men, that make great people. Not people that are just naturally born with stuff or just naturally gifted. I don't even know why I'm talking about LeBron James. He's just the GOAT. I have to. LeBron James. Okay, to summarize, this is how you're going to rewire your brain, sir. Or madam, whoever's watching. Start challenging your negative perspectives about yourself. Go out of your way to prove yourself wrong. If you don't believe you can do something, go and do it. Go and start it. If you're like, okay, I really want to, let's say, be a content creator, but there's a part of me that doesn't believe I can do it. Make one small step towards doing it, which is record a video and post it. Technically, bam, you are now a content creator. Congratulations. And use this example for everything else in your life. You think you can't learn a new skill. Okay. Make it your mission to prove yourself wrong. Start learning. 10 minutes of it. Just literally, just make small baby steps. And every time you do this, it's going to chip away against the spirit of disbelief that you have. Because that's what it is. It's some sort of mental gymnastics that you're doing to try and prove yourself right that you can't do things. What's the point of being right if it's not going to benefit you? Find ways to prove your negative thoughts wrong, and you are going to win at life. You're going to win. That's one of my main things that I do on a daily basis now. Try and prove my old self wrong. Because I'll be honest with you, man, even through this progress that I've made the last couple of years, or the last almost 5 years now, there's still a part of me that is scared. That doesn't go away. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't go away. But it gets weaker because now I have evidence, I have proof that these thoughts and these beliefs are not true. And I got this evidence from trying. I got this proof from doing. Not from sitting there in my bed thinking, oh, should I do this? Should I do that thing that I really want to do? How is that going to help anyone? How's that helping yourself? In short, get out of your brain, into your body, act. Do the thing, prove yourself right or wrong depending on what you believe about yourself. And I guarantee you're going to be very surprised about what you're capable of.